Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdullah Mujib bin Nazrin. I'm from DEM 3B. So, hari ini saya akan buat video untuk case study 3, chapter 6, telemetry. And then, saya akan menjawab semua persoalan yang telah diberikan oleh lecturer kepada saya. Jadi untuk soalan yang pertama, interpret the basic principles of telemetry. Telemetry means the transmission of data for monitoring and control over long distance, and data can be sent directly as a DC voltage or current up to a few meters. At long distance speed, a severely limited noise become a serious problem. The original Morse transatlantic cables of 19th century used DC, which transmitted at less than 1 word per minute. Then telemetry systems are special of set of communication systems, and telemetry system used to collect data at a place that remote or inconvenient, and to relay the data to a point where the data may be evaluated. Typically, telemetry systems are used in the testing of moving vehicles such as cars, aircraft, and missiles. So that's it for the first question. For the second question, list 5 elements in analog data acquisition and describe each item. So I will describe all the elements for in analog data acquisition. So the first one is transducer. Transducer, it converts physical quantities into electrical signals. The second one is display device. It displays the input signal for monitoring purpose. And then third, signal conditioner. It performs the functions like amplification and selection of desired portion of the signal. And then the fourth one is graphic recording instrument. This can be used to make the record of input data permanently. And then the last one is magnetic tape instrumentation. So it is used for acquiring, storing, and reproducing of input data. So that's it for question 2. For question 3, identify 3 elements that will affect the auxiliary equipment and system programmer of digital data acquisition system, and explain the function of each element. So I will explain the 3 elements that will affect auxiliary equipment and system programmer of data acquisition system, and I will explain the function of each element. So for the first element is signal conditioner. So generally includes the supporting circuitry for the transducer. This circuitry may provide excitation power, balancing circuits, and calibration elements. And then an example of signal conditioner is a strain gauge bridge, balance, and power supply unit. And then the second one is the analog signal converter. Signal converter translates the analog signal to form acceptable by the analog digital converter. An example of signal converter is amplifier for amplifying low level voltage. And then generated by thermocouples or strain gauge. Then for the third one is digital recorder. So digital recorder records digital information on punch card, perforated paper, tape, and magnetic tape, typewritten page, or a combination of system. And the digital recorder may be preceded by a coupling unit that translate the digital information for the proper form for entry into the particular digital recorder selected. So that's it for question 3. For the fourth question, explain briefly the concept of multiplexer and demultiplexer. So for the multiplexer means many into one. A multiplexer is a circuit used to select and route any one of the several input signals to a signal output. And simple example of an non-electronic circuit of a multiplexer is a single pole multi-position switch. And then multi-position switch are widely used in many electronic circuits. However, circuits that operate at high speed require the multiplexer to be automatically selected. A mechanical switch cannot perform this task satisfactorily. Therefore, multiplexer used to perform high-speed switching are constructed of electronic components. Multiplexer handle two types of data, the analog and digital. For analog application, multiplexer are built of relays and transistor switches. For digital application, they are built from standard logic gates. So that is answer for question 4. For the last questions, question 5, you are instructed to make a review based on multiplexing, discuss the characteristic of frequency division multiplexing, FDM, and time division multiplexing, TDM. Then select the best method to transmit the digital information. For the question 5, the answer is frequency division multiplexing. So I will explain the frequency division multiplexing, FDM. So frequency division multiplexing is based on the idea that number of signal can share the bandwidth of a common communication signal. The multiple signal can be transmitted over this channel are each used to modulate a separate carrier. Each carrier is on different frequency, and the modulated carriers are then added together to form a complex signal that is transmitted over the single channel. And then for the time division multiplexing, this done by allocating each signal a portion of the spectrum within that bandwidth in TDM. Each signal can occupy the entire bandwidth of the channel. However, each signal is transmitted for only brief period of time. In other words, the multiple signal can turns transmitting over the single channel. So that's it for the answer for question 5. So that's it for case study 3, chapter 6, telemetry. Thank you for watching.